Now, let me tell you, Brian was doing good, but that jerk shit just be coming out of him. He's pure asshole from the inside on out. Why he called them people daughter Benjamina Button? I would have cussed his ass out of my goddamn living room playing with my child like that. Well, hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Baz B, and over here I like to talk about scripted TV shows, movies, and all around entertainment. Today I'm going to be talking about The Beauty, and I'm on episode 7, and it's called Beautiful Living Rooms. So the show opened back up. Cooper and Bennett, they don't have to find them a new place to live because y'all know Antonio had put Nate in their bed to let them people know they could be touched. Cooper reassures Bennett that, listen, I got your back. We're going to figure everything out. And Bennett is just so happy to have Cooper in her life right now during this whole situation. And she tells him that she loves him. Now, Cooper, he didn't say it back, but we all know he got a thing for Bennett. And he is happy as hell that that girl just told him that. Okay, so do y'all remember Cooper and Bennett's boss? I guess his name Detective Williams. He's at the hospital, and we find out that his daughter have like this genetic disease and this incurable. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that shit because I know I'm gonna mess it up. But basically, the girl is like 15 years old, but she's the size of like a small child. But then she look like she's 90 years old. You get what I'm saying? He in the hospital. He's praying over her. And you see her start to seize up. And the mom rushes in and she starts blaming him for the girl going into a cardiac arrest or something. And I look like, how you gonna blame that man for that shit? So you could tell right then and there the girl illness is putting a strain on her family. We see a scene with the wife and she's looking in the mirror. Her face has aged. She's full of worry. And she starts to pop some medicine to relax. So we already see this issue with the daughter has caused a little bit of a substance abuse for her. She goes to Williams and she was like, hey, this is the sleep schedule for this week so that we'll always have an eye on her. He told her, listen, I can't do that sleep schedule because, girl, I got to go back to work. But she was like, I don't know what you talking about no other job for because this has now become our full-time job. So at this point, he decides that he wants to talk to her about putting in a non-resuscitate clause for their daughter. He was like, I'm tired of seeing her living in misery. But the mama don't want to do that. And then she starts to point blame at Williams, talking about this is your fault because you were too old to be having a baby in the first place. See, me, I was still young, fresh, and beautiful. I could have had any man I wanted. It was such a mistake falling in love with you. She's like, let me tell you something. We're not pulling the plug on my daughter. We're going to live out God's plan. William says, oh, you think I'm the reason our child like that? How we know it ain't come from you? Oh, she ain't like that shit. She got pissed the fuck off and threw that good liquor in his face. So now you don't walk out and this man crying on the damn couch, soaking wet. The next scene we get is Brian showing up to these people's house, right? He want to have a conversation. And, you know, he done peeped the hospital bed and says that he's a part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Just lying. Now, they all looking like, who the hell are you? Because you know a lot about us and we don't know anything about you. Brian says he's been following their daughter's journey and he was inspired by their family, and he admired the fact that the daughter has been able to live past the life expectancy for someone with this disease, but he knows it has been hard on the family. He tells them that he chose their family for this new breakthrough biotech, and he believed they will be the perfect family for it. Now, the mother, of course, is skeptical because they have tried everything and nothing has worked. There's no cure for this. Now, let me tell you, Brian was doing good, but that jerk shit just be coming out of him. He's pure asshole from the inside on out. Why he called them people daughter Benjamina Button? I would have cussed his ass out of my goddamn living room playing with my child like that. He tells them people that girl on her last runway. This disease, they've been studying it since 1999. The only thing they don't put into it is $9 million. That was not enough. What I'm offering you is more than a treatment or a cure. And he starts showing, examples of the patients who don't took the beauty. Now, they still don't believe him until he showed his before pictures, and now they minds done got intrigued. He says he understands if they want him to leave, but he wants to help their daughter. He wants them to be the first people to experience the beauty. Now, the mama, she all on this. I guess fuck God's plan now, baby. You got something more sustainable. She don't care how much it costs. She gonna save her child. Brian, now he offended. Oh my God, what will make you think that I would charge you for this drug? I'm gonna give this to y'all for free. Williams not having none of this, because remember, Williams been working on this case and he been seeing these beautiful people blowing up, and here you done brought it in my doorstep. So he handcuffed his ass to the chair. He told him, I know about this drug. I know what it's doing to people. And I know you chasing down my detectives. This stuff is killing people, and you're not about to inject my child with it. Brian tells him, no, it's not. It's not killing people. I can't help what the world is doing with this. Okay? It's not my fault. William wants to know, what do he want out of this? I know it's a trick up your sleeve. Well, it's quite simple, baby. Call off your agents and destroy any evidence they have on this case. Tell them the case went cold. Also, I want to deal with Cooper on my own, so bring him to me. William ain't with this, and he start reading this man his rights. Brian says, listen, I already got eyes on him 24/7. And I tried to get him to stop, but he all so persistent. And I don't need someone like that while all this fake news is going around. But Brian, this shit not fake. People are really blowing up on this drug. And you living on a wing and a prayer, hoping that the doctor come up with a cure so you won't be next. What do you mean, fake news? He tell them people, I cannot afford for him to mess this up. Get him in a secluded place, and my boys will come get him. William like, and then what? You gonna kill him? Now you already know the answer to that. Brian throws in William's face that Bennett is back and she got that shit. And Cooper got her up in his house and he ain't saying shit. He pulling the wool over your eyes and he is hiding evidence right under your nose. So, is any of these people more important to you than your daughter? Make it go away and I'll make your family whole again. Don't you want to be healthy? Because I can give you that. Then, to make the offer even more sweet, he offered them $10 million a year until the day they die. And a house ducked off somewhere. He was like, all of y'all gonna get the beauty. And any medical issues y'all had in the past will be gone. Because he pointed out the fact that the mama had a breast cancer scare, if I'm not mistaken, a few years back. So you ain't even gonna have to worry about that. And guess what? I know that y'all were scared to have more children because you didn't know if this would happen again. Baby, with this drug, that won't happen. So you see, he really tugging at these people's heartstrings. And they about to break. But I tell you one thing, I would have been broke. Because when he told me $10 million a year to the day I die, bitch, stick me whatever. Shit. It's better than what I got going on right now. We see Jeremy and Antonio, they watching football. And Jeremy starts to talk about his father and how much he had wanted him to play football growing up. Antonio feel like, Jeremy, you are too soft to be playing football. Jeremy said, yeah, I used to be. I was overweight and sad. He was in that basement. And he was mean to his mama. Antonio don't understand how Jeremy don't like the game of football because of all the violence. To be violent is to be human. Jeremy says, is that what you tell yourself when you out here killing these people the way you do? Antonio says, no, that's what the world tells him. Jeremy starts to talk about the fact that he haven't even thought about working out since transforming. It's like, I eat anything and it don't even matter. Antonio tells him, yeah, man, I keep telling you, it's the drug. That's how it works. It's like time has literally stopped for you. Jeremy want to know, can they still die? And of course you can. If you jump your ass out that window, boy, you're going to die. But for the regular shit, you're going to live a long time. Antonio is really digging into Jeremy about his sex life. And you start to see Jeremy getting upset. And Jeremy tells him that he talks to him like those guys in the chat room used to do. And it used to hurt his feelings. It's all that incel shit. It's isolating. And it's sickening as hell. I be tired of them people popping up on my damn timeline. Cam Newton, I'm talking about you, ho. Sick of him. Jeremy, he want to be different. Antonio understands where Jeremy is coming from, as he also didn't have many friends growing up, and he actually considers Jeremy a friend of his. Jeremy wants to know the backstory of Antonio becoming the one-eyed killer, and we do too. Antonio not trying to let us in his business, but Jeremy, he not having none of that. I'm not no sucker. Nobody made a bigger fool out of me than my pops. And I still loved him, hoping he would stay, and he still left. You said I reminded you of your son? Is this how you treat him? Well, actually, I think he treats you a little better because he don't even talk to that damn child. Antonio, he finally had enough, and he started to tell him how he knew he wasn't for the cubicle life. So at the age of 18, he decided that he was going to join the military. And he worked his way up to the Delta Force captain. He applied for a spot for the Secret Service, got denied, yoke psychism. Them people say, you are crazy, get the fuck out of here. Then he started working for some sketchy people, and everything started changing. We get this flashback of Antonio before the drug. He had got with this Audrey girl, and they messed around. They had a baby at his old age. He thought he could balance both worlds, but being a killer and a daddy, that don't mix. Plus, he was getting old. And one wrong slip, his ass could die. So he decided to get out, and he got hired into this billionaire ring. Jeremy believes he worked for Mark Zuckerberg, even though Antonio kept telling him, I can't tell you who I work for. I had signed a lifelong NDA. But Jeremy just felt like he's correct. Anywho, one of those eco-friendly people, they finally got close enough to them, and they attacked, and they threw hot acid on him. That acid burned over 80% of his body, and he was surprised he was even alive. So now he thinking like, damn, now I'm going to be spending the rest of my life in and out of surgeries and looking all fucked up. The billionaire he was working for cut him a small check and was on his way. And that wasn't enough to sustain his family. And I was like, and that was fucked up, bitch. Because the only reason I got acid thrown on me is because I was protecting your ass. Next time, move out the way. So, just like Brian popped up on the Williams family, he popped up on Antonio and offered him an escape from his pain. But it's going to cost you. I need you to stop the people who are hurting me. He offered him a dose of the beauty so that he could provide for his family again. So he accepted the promotion. After he got the shot, he still felt some pain, but he was thankful for the second chance. There was some imperfections. The medicine did not fix his eye. So Brian gave him that metal eye patch until they can get the rest of the bugs figured out and get him, completely beautiful. Even though he was shameful of the fact he was going back to killing, he didn't have a choice. He knew to do this job, he had to give up being normal. And being a father was one of those things. He couldn't let his son see what he had become. He was the only good thing Antonio ever done. Jeremy asks, do you miss him? Antonio asks him, do you miss your father? And Jeremy said, despite how fucked up he was, I actually do. He wished he could be here right now. Maybe he could teach me how to be a good person or tell me how I got so lost. Antonio starts to feel where Jeremy is coming from, but this new life they chose is superficial, and you got to let that past go. There's nothing in this world that can change a soul. One of these days, you're going to feel that tug. Antonio, he ended up getting a message talking about it's time to go to the NIH to handle Cooper and Bennett. Now, we got Cooper and Bennett, a.k.a. Agent Stone, because you know Bennett, you don't look like you used to do, so we can't use that badge. They walking in the NIH, and they get one of them 4-hour accesses thanks to Detective Williams. So they going to look at the results of Manny, the guy from Vogue that the girl blew up on and shit. They gonna look for his test that is digitally secured in a room on a server that's disconnected from the internet. Benny gonna go get his test results that they done did so far. Cooper, he gonna go in Manny's room and get the test results that's going right now. And with all that gathered up, they gonna figure out how to stop this virus before it progresses. So Cooper, he in the room taking pictures of that man's test results, breaking all kind of HIPAA laws, when Antonio walks in disguised as a doctor. He asks Antonio how the boy been doing, and Antonio was like, yeah, it's not looking good. I have this sense of death is near. Yeah, because you're the Grim Reaper. Cooper asked that man, what's up with them glasses? And he say, oh, because I have cataracts. Crazy at this age, huh? We see Manny, he started convulsing over there. Foam coming out his mouth from whatever Antonio had injected him with. And apparently you gave him the wrong dosage because the boy's suffering. And now Cooper, he on to your ass because he's like, something ain't right. Because wasn't shit wrong with that boy until you got up in here. Yep, soon as Antonio mentioned Nate's name, they both had them guns drawn, okay? He tells Cooper he don't understand why he couldn't just leave well enough alone. Now you got a whole infection spreading around here. Antonio's like, come on. You don't want to start no ruckus up in here and all these badges come rushing in here. Do you really want to start explaining a whole bunch of shit? So, you know, they put them guns down. But Cooper said, I ain't done with your ass. I'm going to kick your ass very quietly in this room. So, they get to going at it. We get this fight sequence between the two of them. Just when Cooper had the upper hand, Antonio tells him, keep going and her ass dead. Yeah, you think I came alone? I damn sure know you wasn't in this thing alone. So Cooper like, bullshit. So Antonio was like, I'm not playing with you, boy. So y'all, while all that was going on, Bennett, you know, she in that other room grabbing this data that's stored on the server. Jeremy walks up behind her, put the gun to her head. He tells her that he know why she here and she coming with him. Well, baby, not without a fight, because don't forget, homegirl might not look like Bennett, but that's still Bennett, and she from the FBI. So, you know, she got a few tricks up her sleeve. She kick his ass real quick, grab that drive, and she about to get gone. But see, that little bit of beating that she did to him, that really didn't hold him down for too long, because he got up, slammed her ass to the ground, and told her, come on. So now he got her hostage at gunpoint. And he walks her into this van. She tries to reason with him, telling him how she can help him. But Jeremy, he not trying to hear all that. She knows that he's infected, and she tells him he don't know what type of danger he is in, which he don't. Okay, we have not explained to Jeremy that, bitch, we on a timeline with this damn medicine. You got to get another dosage. So, back to Cooper and them. Cooper decides that he gonna agree to stop so that he can see if he actually got Bennett. And he tell Antonio, if it's one scratch on her, I'm going to kill your ass. He wonders why Antonio just didn't kill him when you was at my apartment. And he was like, oh, because I can always just kill 3 birds with 1 stone. You know, I knew all y'all was going to be here eventually. You, Manny, and Bennett. So I was just going to kill all 3 of y'all at one time. They get to the van, and we see Bennett inside there. He pushes Cooper inside, and they chain him up across from Bennett. Cooper tells Bennett that he loves her too. I was like, oh, but I don't know if you just saying that because you think y'all about to die. Like, I wish you would have said it to her back in that room, but I'm going to let you have it. Next, we get to see Brian. He walking over to the Williams to give them their shot of the beauty. Their daughter, Joey, she already had her shot and she's doing good. She's being supervised by pediatric nurses and doctors. She's in good hands. Brian lets them know, hey, this batch y'all getting today, this the best one we got. We just came up with this one. Detective Williams, he tell him that he gonna go first. And also, if I have any bad reactions, don't get that shit to my wife. They wasn't listening to that because they both got their shot and they began to get their transformation. When it was done, they came out to their younger, more beautiful selves and is amazed by the outcome. Brian is happy with the outcomes also, and he takes them to go see their daughter. They enter the room, and their daughter is like a little girl, like she's 6 years old or something. And I was just wondering, like, why didn't she stay a teenager? Like, why did it drop her back down to that age? And that's how the show ends. I hope you guys enjoyed the recap. If you did, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. And until next time, bye guys.